standing here right by your side. I will be standing here till the end of time. I will be standing here all through the night, till the stars align. Something's gonna bring the change. Journeys we are meant to take. Something at the edge of space, calling us to fly away. Don't you be afraid, everything will change. You and I, jumping off the edge. They say dreamers never die, so come and fly, come and fly, come and fly away with me. We're rising, we're falling, we're making moves. We're climbing, we're soaring, 1,000 views. We're rising, we're falling, we're making moves. We're climbing, we're soaring, 1,000 views. Come and fly away, come and fly away, come and fly away with me.
Well, good morning, all of my YouTubian specimens out there in the YouTubian galaxy. Another day, another great morning. I hope you all had a wonderful night. Sorry I've been MIA for the last few days. I've had a little bit of going on. We'll talk about that later on, maybe a live that I do. But let's just say I got my apartment, so working on all that. Hey guys, go hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. We're getting close to 4,000. I'm really working on it. Need your help to do that. All you viewers that haven't subscribed, go subscribe. Hit the like button, guys, if you like what I have to say, and the bell so you're notified when I put new videos out. And let's get on with this. Not real sure how or what I'm going to say this morning. I know I got slightly upset watching the press conference yesterday for Kiely Rodni. Well, I believe we all pretty much were not happy with that press conference or what law enforcement had to say. I mean, yes, we have to give law enforcement, I don't get me wrong, I back law enforcement completely. But then there's times, like with Hawkins County, that I just lose all faith in law enforcement. There's times like during that press conference yesterday when that one officer was asked about the location where AWP actually located the car and located Kiely. And I'm paraphrasing, okay, basically, but the reporter, I believe it was the very last question asked when they came back and said everybody's had 2 questions. Is there anybody that has another question? And the person said it was said that law enforcement had told AWP that that area of the lake had been searched thoroughly and that there was no need for them to look right there. And then, of course, AWP actually went into that one specific area, and guess what? That's where they found her. And law enforcement, or the guy that was speaking for law enforcement, oh, well, that's not exactly what was said. We probably just gave over maps and told them that this area had been searched and it had been searched thoroughly, but no, nobody told them not to go look there. Well, if you gave them maps and you told them this area has been searched thoroughly, then that's exactly what you said. So why would you stand up there and try to cover your butts? I mean, come on. You guys had 2.5, maybe 3 weeks that you searched for this child. You had dive team members in that water. Didn't FBI have people out there searching in that water, in that area for Kiely? And in 3 weeks, okay, we'll give it 2.5 weeks, you found nothing. How is that possible? This car was under 14 foot of water. 14 foot. Now, I'm not going to say that you could look in the water and see the car. I'm not going to say that. That is pushing it a little bit. Now, a lot of people are saying that, but that's pushing it a little bit. So no, the visibility to be able to see through that murky water was probably not possible. But you had dive team members in the water. What did they do? Swim all the way around that car and never see it, never touch it, never, nothing? Get real. That is when I say law enforcement fails in their duties. Do they not have better equipment than AWP? Shouldn't they have better equipment than AWP? Shouldn't the FBI have better equipment than AWP when they're looking for lost people? When they're looking for teenagers, for kids? If you do not have as good of equipment as AWP, don't you all think you need to get it? How long would this child have stayed lost if AWP had not come in and volunteered their services and their time, their energy? I'm sorry, but this infuriates me. To me, it's not as bad as Hawkins County, but come on, that's pretty close. How long would this baby have stayed lost if AWP had not come in and found her? Because obviously local law enforcement was not planning on going back over that area, because remember, they had already searched it thoroughly. They searched it thoroughly, so they weren't going to go back over that area. Well, we're going to have another complete drought that dried up that entire lake before that car was found. I'm sorry, it just infuriates me that had they have done whatever it was, or had the equipment that AWP had, that child could have been found within the first couple of days of her going missing. But these law enforcement, I think they have little man syndrome. They're too proud to say, oh, we need help. Maybe I'm mad at the wrong person, okay? But it just infuriates me, and I want to get that out there. You all know me. If it comes up, it comes out, and that came up. And something else that's going to come up, and I'm probably going to catch a little heat from saying this, but everybody's trying to figure out, was there foul play? Well, in the way I see it, I mean, it's a possibility. It's a possibility she was, like somebody said, she was crawling in the back seat, kicked the gear shift, and it started rolling. It rolled into the water. But there's also a possibility this was a good kid, from what her mother has said. From everything that we've gathered, this child was a good kid. Not that any kids are bad, but you understand what I'm saying. I mean, she's exceptionally bright. She graduated early. She was out there trying to socialize with older teenagers, older people. She got possibly intoxicated. She was possibly given something or took something that she shouldn't have took. Is it possible that one or more guys decided that she was offering something that she really wasn't offering, and they took it anyways? Maybe one, maybe more than one. And could it possibly be that she felt so ashamed and embarrassed, knowing what, her reputation and how good it was, and the fact that she would have to go home and face her family and her friends, knowing how ashamed she felt because of what happened, and that possibly she did this to herself. Teenagers get crazy ideas in their heads, and teenagers have took their own lives for less. I'm just putting out a theory, putting out an idea out there, guys. I mean, it doesn't always have to actually be foul play to be foul play. Somebody could have hurt this child, and it embarrassed her so badly. I mean, and then of course, and her being, yes, I know somebody's gonna say, but she was in the back of, well, I guarantee you when somebody jumps off of a building to unalive themselves, the last thing that they think is definitely not going to be, oh, I'm so glad I did this. I'm pretty sure the last thing that goes through their mind is, oh, crap, what am I doing? I changed my mind. Oops, too late. So I'm sure if that was the scenario and that she did this, going to the back of the vehicle would probably have been because she was trying to get air and trying to get out because she changed her mind at the last minute. Um, it's a multitude of things that it possibly could have happened to this child. It's a shame that anything happened to her. It's a shame that she couldn't just go out there and be a teenager and then go home safe and sound to her parents. It's a shame that her life was cut short. But what's really going to be a shame is if law enforcement don't figure out what happened to this baby. And like I've told you guys before, this one's a hard one for me because she's so close in age to my own grandchildren. So I think it's more than likely why I've stayed so far away from this case. But this is where my mind goes. This is where it worries me. This is what I worry about with my own granddaughters every day. So just keep that in mind, guys. Like I said, foul play don't always mean foul play. It could mean somebody done something to her and she felt ashamed. Not that that makes it right. None of it's right. None of it. And it's all a shame. Please say an extra prayer for her family, for the people who are close to her family. Stick by them. They're going to need you. For the rest of us out here, please try to keep your comments and your theories and all that to a minimum. Keep them with respect to the family, um, because this family, I truly do not believe, deserves any of the backlash that some of these other missing children's families do. I don't believe this family did anything wrong except love their child enough to want to give her some kind of a piece of normalcy. I mean, she was advanced and she just wanted to be a teenager. Anyways, God bless you all. Love your children. Call your parents. Love your parents. Thank the good Lord above. And I'll see you on the next video.